League title holders, Mamelodi Sundowns, are now clear on top of the table after that game against Polokwane City. 64 points on top of the table does Mamelodi Sundowns have, followed closely by Orlando Pirates with 59 and Kaiser Chiefs on 47. That definitely does put a little bit of room and space for Mamelodi Sundowns to breathe against the Orlando Pirates, who are challenging them for the title, and I think it really does make a difference before we head to those midweek games.
Yeah, an important win. Well deserved 3 points. I think they're on the grave right now. What's important was just win this important game at home, which is it continues to be a stellar performance at home for Mamelodi Sundowns. They continue to dominate at home. They know how important to win these games at home. So for them, it was a very much business at the same time as we had said when we started the show, that business as usual for them. They know how then to get a grip on this thing, and now it's on the charge and family it's on their hands.
And before this encounter, Matthew, I think a lot of talking had been about Mamelodi Sundowns scoring those goals today. They made sure they gave us 3 of the best.
Yeah, but again, we can't underestimate, how difficult this was.
Yeah.
6th place Polokwane, home and away in quick succession. Again, mentality is key, and that away win was all important, especially coming off those 2 draws, which might have put a little bit of doubt into their mind.
Yeah.
So excellent from Mamelodi Sundowns, and then, like you said, scoring 3 goals, improving that goal difference.
Well, when we look at the bottom half of the Betway Premiership log standings, at the bottom and in trouble is Orbit College, who are making their debut in the top flight this season, especially noting the fact that a Kruger United from Mutipa Foundation Championship have garnered themselves automatic promotion to the top flight. So now a lot of attention goes through to Orbit College, but we cannot leave out Magesi and Marumo Gallant on a 21 each. Definitely teams that should be also looking at that relegation battle, and perhaps also looking at that extra leg when it comes to the promotional playoffs at the end of the season. But the Betway Premiership is definitely heading towards that very end. About a good 4 games remain for most of the teams. Question is, where can they end up? But the biggest battle definitely is on top of the table, where Mamelodi Sundowns today made sure to create some space and room between themselves and the Pirates. When we return, we go through all the talking points between Mamelodi Sundowns and Polokwane City today at Loftus Versfeld. Mamelodi Sundowns undefeated in 18 games. We said Lise Kazini, and that definitely is so, especially when you look at the Sunday action today and the kind of leeway that Mamelodi Sundowns have created between themselves and the chasing Orlando Pirates. I am still with the Matthew Booth and Sibusiso Villa. I mean, Matthew, when you look at today's game, it definitely has changed that title challenge. The title chase makes the game against Kaiser Chiefs even more mouth-watering, and also how Orlando Pirates will definitely try and play that catch-up.
Yeah, advantage Mamelodi Sundowns for sure after this result. The way that they played as well, both home and away. I think once they went 1-0 up, changed the tactics a little bit. I think it was very unusual of Sundowns, both home and away, to get the balls in from wide positions. Normally they try to rotate it and have that half chip, half cross into the box, but they weren't afraid to get it out wide. And so in away from home, it was Modiba and Reyners in a couple of instances in the first half. And then the first goal came from exactly that type of cross. I've got to blame the Polokwane defenders for not getting more of a block into those crosses, but I don't think they were expecting Sundowns to play in that fashion.
Well, we obviously, Matthew's talking about that first goal by Reyners, and Reyners obviously also making sure that he creates some interesting talk when it comes to that Leslie Manyatela golden boot race, now with his 12th of the season.
Very brave of him also, just to stay alive, stay in those moments of saying be patient, because of sometimes strikers don't tend to be patient when the ball is not coming to him in the right areas. But right now the ball came in the right area, and you speak about the chip. This is more of an inviting ball, and I said it's always a dangerous ball. Inverted from Mukwena, comes in and then it opens up into that penalty spot. He's able to find space for himself and challenges for that. So for me, that's very brave, and for him, he continues to be on the chase for that leading goal scorer. So I think with this one, it will boost his confidence, because of late he has been having chances that he's not converting. But now I think he's finding the right momentum, finding the right feet at the same time, and good goal for him.
A good goal for that is Ikram Reyners to add to the tally, but I think also more so for anybody else than Tashreeq Matthews. I mean, he's always itching and edging to get those goals, and to see him actually get this type of goal also is a great one.
Yeah, Tashreeq gets into such very good positions, and on many occasions, my only criticism is that he perhaps doesn't finish well enough. He doesn't choose the correct technique, but here certainly he did. This gets a slight deflection from Vundlela, but not enough to redirect it per se. This is a great finish, as you do when you cut inside.
Yeah.
Cross from Aja, you're looking to the far post, and he executes very, very well.
And that execution is what's key, because we always see him try to have this pristine execution, not getting it all the time. So to get it this time around definitely has been a well-worked goal for Tashi.
He does well for himself, especially coming in and cutting it, right? Because of you have done so much work going that way, but bring yourself closer to the goals. But I think for me, this is a standard situation, and what's so beautiful here is that Alende touch, he unpacks two of the central midfielders. And then now, what does it mean? It means Mamelodi is on the wrong position. He's been drawn into the midfield. Then Tashik says, this is the space that I've been looking for. This is the 1v1 that I've been looking for with Ramaja. And with Ramaja also not putting in the right foot, he puts the wrong foot. That allows Tashik now to have the full view of the goalpost. And then that should be inviting for him, because I think he's been working hard on those moments of cutting inside and then killing it. But I think the unpacking of one touch, two touch to the next pass, because for me, that Alende pass, body positioning is so key, because of they hit him with the pass, the firm one, he uses one touch to unpack the two central defenders. Then she says, I'm half 10 also, to view the space for Tashik. Tashik uses that space intelligently with a dribble. That's where I want to find him most of the times. And I think there's been times where he hits the defender on the legs, and then the chance gets skewed. But this time around, it says, you have to score this one. It's a killer.
Well, perfect and pristine for Tashi Matthews to add the second goal for Mamelodi Sundowns. But then there was an incident for Polokwane City where Aubrey Midiba handball and Polokwane City get that penalty.
Yeah, this is a superb spot by the ref here, because I certainly did not see that live. We needed to see it in the slow-mo to make sure that it actually did hit Modiba's hand. And this was a great decision, because you will see from another angle that Modiba did have his hand stretched outwards. This is the perfect one here. A little bit outwards, his hands are not against his body, and that is a great decision. Small margins here, we saw at the beginning of the game and at halftime the field being watered. We saw the Matthews goal was from Aja losing his footing a little bit. Here as well, losing his footing, under the moisture. So Sundowns very lucky that this was missed at this stage, because this could have been Polokwane back in the game.
It could have been Polokwane back in the game. I think a lot of us would remember Sishoko and Linda missing that one. But of course, we come through here, and this time around it's Puleng Murema. So quite similar stages, but like you said, the field was watered.
Very well, and you can see the imbalance from his positioning of his left foot. That's the one that takes the balance away, and it's not able to make him execute better. But sometimes I think, Matthews, you'd hear Coach Kevin Hart saying, wear the right boots regardless. So wear the right boots for you to give yourself to kick your football. Just to give yourself to kicking your football. So I think wearing the right boots was very, very important right now. That's what happens sometimes if you're not wearing the right studs, which is the 6 studs. But it depends with the balancing. Because at times I've worn like multi-studs, and you'll be questioning me, why am I wearing the multi-studs? And I'll say to him, look, it's not about wearing 6 studs. It's about how you balance. Because sometimes I can wear 6 studs and still fall off. So it's about how you balance at the same time. But unfortunately, they couldn't convert that one.
Well, we saw those missed ones from Lebo Mutiba and today from Puleng Marema. But then again, it comes through to the third and final goal, which was also so wonderful. We spoke about Puleng Marema also getting that sub after missing that penalty. But then another sub, which was very key, was Brian Leon.
Yeah, Leon and Santos linking up very nicely here. Mamelodi again, we talk about small margins. That initial build-up, we were chatting about it. Villa asked me if Santos meant to chest it in that fashion. I think Mamelodi is guessing that Santos is going to knock it down square and then play. But in actual fact, he just opens up his body a little bit here. Mamelodi's made the challenge, and it's just skipped over him, So a little bit fortunate. I don't think that was intentional. But this is a fantastic reverse pass here from Leon, and well read from Santos.
But another thing, if you look at that movement, because of it does 2 movements here. There's a first movement where he couldn't put him through, and then another one that takes conditioning also. Because sometimes then I don't make the first one, and then you don't do the second one. Sometimes I get very much frustrated that why didn't you put it through? But for me, it's that 2 movements of then going first and then having the appetite to go again, and that also presents him with this opportunity, and then it's been missed, and then he comes back with an important goal, and both of them, they're coming with a good contribution towards this win.
Especially noting that the injuries in Mamelodi Sundowns were a huge talking point before this match, before Polokwane City.
Yeah, I mean, when they played away, they had Mbala out long term, and then all of their Portuguese and South Americans, So it's great to have at least, Leon and Santos back and getting some minutes under their belt.
100%. Speaking about those minutes, let's look at the full-time stats when it comes to Mamelodi Sundowns and Polokwane City this afternoon. This all-important three-pointer for Mamelodi Sundowns, and I think shots on target, none for Polokwane City, and that should be a cause for concern. 8 for Mamelodi Sundowns, 13 attempts. So that's a good return of an account.
Yeah, very similar to the away game, actually.
Yeah.
Very similar stats. Putti is going to be bitterly disappointed that, those changes, those attacking changes, at half-time, Daniels on, Marema on, didn't quite work out for them.
Disappointed Chabalala also. I think with the first play, he had a couple of chances, just to bring himself closer to scoring opportunities, but the likes of Ramabu also in Dlamini never got into that action where you could see that they are coming, and also with that 30%, it doesn't give you a chance to create chances, to give yourself momentum to say we can strike a few passes, to get confidence, to get likes of Kambule, Mapangule, to get closer to their midfield and be an irritation to them, which is today they weren't so much of an irritation. They were not getting those good moments, but with those good moments, it means you need to work harder with the ball and without the ball. But I think today it was a lack of fatigue in terms of their capacity of thinking.
Well, we do speak about, of course, that is Mamelodi Sundowns, Polokwane City, and now when it comes to man of the match, it goes to Teboho Mokoena.
Tebso, congratulations on a really good performance here this afternoon. I know you're someone who's obsessed with the details, and they just didn't seem to be able to track you or keep tabs on you, especially in that first half.
Yeah, it's very good to be here again. It's the first one of the season. I think the team played very well. I think we started a little bit slow, but we came back to the party, and I think we deserve the result, yeah.
You were able to create a lot of opportunities for your teammates today. Talk to us about how you were able to find that space, especially when you were drifting out to the left-hand flank.
No, of course I watched the game, the previous game we played against them. I was always free. So of course I watched the game also after the game, and I analyzed, I saw the spaces where I can occupy, and I knew where to put the balls in because the ball was in the box. So that's what I did.
And just from a team perspective, obviously a gigantic result as you try and squeeze in all these league matches, but you now have a nice little cushion over your rivals.
Yeah, we take it one game at a time, but it was nice to see the trophy today.
So you're expecting to lift it at the end of the month? You're expecting to lift it at the end of the month?
Of course, we're playing to win it, so we can't be shy about that. So we're playing to win it.
Congratulations, stunning performance.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, you've heard it from Mokoena right there. They want to win it. They want to add to their successive titles. And like Mokoena did say that, I mean, his first man of the match accolade for this season. This has also been a kind of a different season for the ball.
Yeah, look at his smile. He looks very surprised and saying, okay. But I think knowing him is one for the team more than the individual accolades right now, which is man of the match. The most important thing was getting the 3 points and making sure that they score the goals at the same time. But I think he was very vocal about it, that he's not shy about saying that he wants to touch it because he has touched it so many times, multiple times. He has experience. And trust me, once you've done it back to back to back, the feeling stays longer inside your system, and the DNA is winning at Mamelodi Sundowns.
DNA is winning, and winning becomes a habit when you know exactly how to do so, and especially looking at the fact that the title chase is so interesting this season. Mamelodi Sundowns only have themselves to play against, or perhaps an Orlando Pirates to try to take title, but with these last 3 games, they have to win all 3 of them.
Yeah, and I think obviously the next one is going to be vitally important, against Chiefs. What type of Chiefs team are they going to come up against? Are they going to be up for the game? They've just come off a loss. Is Sundowns going to face a little bit of a backlash after Chiefs having not lost in 7?
Against Willem.
So a huge performance from a huge improvement from last season in Kaizer Chiefs. Really happy for Cedric and Ben Khalil as well and what they've done with the team. So it's going to be a mouth-watering game on Wednesday.
Well, they've got Kaizer Chiefs, they've got Siwelele, And finally, they've got TS Gallic to see if they can defend that title. But Grant Bissett did catch up with the coaches, that is Puti Mahafe and Miguel Cardoso, after the encounter today.
Coach, congratulations. I'm sure the victory would have pleased you, but it's good to see Mamelodi Sundowns get on the score sheet more than once again.
Yeah, especially when the performance is quite clean through all the match. It looks like an easy match, but it was not. But we did well. I think that at halftime it was important to make some corrections. There was a lot of man-to-man marking. We had to take the ball very quickly from one side to the other, and those corrections brought us better, of course, in the game. The boys understood the message, took the game very serious. Yeah, and it's good, obviously, to score goals, but it's more important is to win.
And you're building that momentum at home, obviously. You'll be looking to rely on these fans again come midweek.
Yeah, another match. Now it's important to recover the boys, to share the energy from winning. And obviously today is a special day in Portugal, it's Mother's Day. So, especially for my mom and my wife, obviously this one. And that's it. Recover, see who can start the match in the best way and go for the next one and just think about the next one now.
On that note, were some of the subs you made with an eye to Wednesday, and then how pleased are you that they were able to combine so brilliantly and someone comes off the bench to score?
Look, mostly, obviously, I wanted to here and there spare some energy, but also give game time to players that didn't play recently. And it was important to manage, it's always important to manage the context. Every match has a context that has to do with what we had before and what we have ahead, of course. But secure the results one after the other is the most important thing. So very happy because we saw Pete, so for example, sometimes he don't play. He entered very well. It's good obviously to have Brian back and Nuno. Look, we coaches, we can do a great job, but who does the great job is the players. And as more availability and quality you have, the best coach you are. Very simple story.
Well, you're referencing the players, so I can't help but ask. The man who's collected the award tonight, obviously hugely consistent, but a word for Teboho Mokoena.
Yeah, he's a pillar. He's an important asset for the club and for the team. And he's a player that we understand where he stands. We manage him according to what he needs. And we give love to everybody, we also give love to him, of course.
Well done, Coach. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Coach, obviously not the results you were hoping for. You were able to contain them for quite some time, but eventually the floodgates opened. What did you make of the game?
Bad decisions. Both on the bench and on the field. I think it should have ended 2-2, if not 3-2. But we get an opportunity to score from the spot, we miss. And we got another opportunity to score. We go wide, 1v1 with the keeper. But I think the boy panicked. He's still young, he will learn from the mistake. And I think the shape that we have lost is the one that determined the score. We lost the shape in the middle. We couldn't contain them because we wanted to equalize 1-1, but we didn't realize that we were breaking our shape in the middle. But it's another lesson learned, and learned the hard way. So we were just not on it after making the sub for Mapangule Pese. I think it's the one that killed us, but we learned the hard way.
You referenced that missed penalty, and if you would be willing, Speak to us, what informed the decision then to bring Marema off the field again, having come on as a sub?
Come again?
Or what informed the decision to bring Marema off the field, having come on as a sub?
You see, sometimes there are punishable offenses. Even though we made that sub, you are a leader, lead by example. And he was playing well. I think, as I'm saying, some of the decisions were rushed and emotional. It's one of those, but I think we will learn from them. We will learn from those mistakes, and we will learn from those chapters.
Obviously, you have quite a testing away trip coming up midweek. Will this defeat affect you in any way as you go to Richards Bay?
We are en route to Richards Bay, and we have lost 2 matches in a row, and we have to come back. We have to get some results from the road, from Richards Bay and Devon, but we will see how the trip is taking us.
Hard luck today, Coach. Thank you.
No, it was one of those. Yeah, we are not a team that concede like this so softly, but today's goals, they were all giveaways.
Well, very interesting to hear from Coach Cardoso and Coach Puti Mahape. Coach Puti Mahape really admitting that it was a punishable offense. That's why he pulled Marema off.
Yeah, look, I think he was trying to protect the player as well. I think a player like Ramabo probably should have got taken off before anyone else.
Yeah.
I think I saw him on the ball twice in the entire game. Eventually, Siboni did take his place. I somehow doubt that this was the reason why he got taken. I think he really, none of the attacking players really saw much of the ball.
Yeah.
So a little bit embarrassing when it does happen. But ultimately, I think what cost them today was poor defensive choices, body positions in the moment. You know, generally they defended pretty well. But just in certain moments, they chose the wrong body shape, the wrong space to try and close, and that cost them.
It's moments of the games, right?
Yeah.
It's moments of the game. Players being thrown into areas where they're not supposed to be. Speaking about his structure as the center, as their back four, Matuluti drawn into areas where he shouldn't be. At the same time, Ramaju and Vudela getting into areas where they need to be defending with their defending principles. They are not putting those defending principles in the right areas. So he's very much disappointed. And of course, speaking with the missed penalty, for me, I think it's the how it happens, right? It's the intentions, because I know for sure his intention was to score the penalty, was not to put the team behind at the same time. So for me, it's the how, and then how then you respond towards it. I mean, it's a tough one to take from the captain, but it's football.